Okay, hey everybody. Some people coming in the room. We're just hanging out here for a little while as we're getting Facebook set up, streaming set up. So come in and make yourself comfortable.
Hello, my name is Maria.
Hi, Maria. How are you today, tonight? I don't know. Here it's still days.
Excited. I joined your Facebook group about 3 weeks after my husband passed. He passed on June
I'm so sorry.
23rd, and I saw your wedding, that you renewed your wedding vows.
Yes.
And,
yes.
And I loved it. And our anniversary, he asked me right before, a couple days before he passed, he goes, "We're gonna renew our wedding." And I go, "Okay, I'm looking for a dress." So I kind of did my own thing, and I went to the cemetery, and I went dressed in white, and I took flowers, and I put our wedding song on. And I guess I did it in my imagination. But
no, you did it for real. You did it for real.
Oh, thank you.
You did it for real. Don't worry. He was there. They're always there.
Yeah. Well, my daughter had
not your imagination.
Yeah. My daughter had a dream 2 days prior and told her that whenever our wedding song plays, that he will be with me. And then she went back to sleep, and then he woke her back up. He says, "Go tell her now." So she woke me up at 4 a.m. and told her. So that's the wedding song I played. It's After All, by the way.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. So we'll
absolutely.
Wait. Yeah. I'm so glad you're in the group too. Thanks for saying hi. Okay. So, all right, we just let more people in. Let's see. Like we have a nice group here. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday evening, where some of you are. For us, it's Sunday afternoon. And if it's your first time joining us, I'm going to talk really briefly about just who this guy is who's on the other side of me, because he's really hi. Oh, yeah, there's some noise here. So we're trying to mute everybody at this point. I'll get talking here. Anyway, let me get back to it. So Alan was a psychic medium, and he passed away about a year ago on his birthday. But immediately began coming through to me from the other side. And so if you're in our group, which many of you are, not all of you I know are, and those of you who aren't, you're welcome to join. But he asked me to form that group. He wanted me to share what was happening to me. So I did that literally from a week after he passed, because he asked me to form that group. I was already sharing my story on my personal page. So if you are a personal friend, you'll see all that from the beginning. But he wanted for me to have support from the group, which was amazing, and they did give me a lot of support. But also he wanted to engage with the group. He wanted me to share our story and for people to comment on it, or also some of them having their own experiences of Alan and connecting with him. So that was happening, still happening. He's even been known to send a song to me through new members in the group, which I told him, just don't do that. These are new people. Why are you sending? They'd say, "I think Pam's sending me the song for you. I got this feeling from him," and they would message me about it. It was very sweet. But he's on the other side. There's more information about us in our group. That's why we're writing a book, because there's so much to share about it. And I'm sharing the journey of how I connected with Alan during this time. He helped me through that. He said to me, there was no, or is no, handbook on this, although people have made contact with loved ones from the other side, and you may have read some of the books. I mean, I've read a few, and I found them really fascinating, but nobody was really talking about how a person could do that for themselves, or really leaving what Alan's calling a trail of breadcrumbs of how to do that yourself. They were just sharing their own experience, which in and of itself, I guess you could learn from, but I didn't find it that useful for me when I read their story. But it was still beautiful, like reading about their experience of connecting with their loved ones. But our purpose was twofold. Of course, my main purpose was to connect with Alan. That's really the main thing for me. But I also knew from the beginning, because I felt it, and he told me, he said, well, Pam, we're to share this with the world. We're here to help other people to make the same contact. That's what we signed up for. And that felt right to me because I've been a spiritual teacher for 33 years now. And for me, it's always been about helping people, helping empower people, helping people to open up to who they really are, to heal, to let go of their limiting beliefs, their fears, what I call distortions. And this is just one more piece of it, really, because what I've come to understand is our loved ones on the other side, they want us to be happy. They want us to live full, rich, rewarding, fulfilling lives. They don't want us to just sit around grieving for them. In fact, what's happening is that they're actually grieving with us. And even the other day, Alan was telling me that their grief is actually stronger than ours is. That's what a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think that, once you're in heaven, that you don't have a care in the world. And while he says that's basically true, that you have, of course, all your needs met, you don't have to work anymore, clearly. You don't have to worry about, anything, putting food on the table, you don't eat. He says he can eat, but he doesn't have to eat. You don't sleep because they don't need to sleep. He says they rest in the sense of like relaxing, but they don't need to sleep. So all their needs are met. But he's made it really clear, and I've heard this also from other loved ones on his side who said the same thing. He said, heaven is not heaven without you in it. When you've left behind, especially a partner, a spouse, partner, someone you love, because that person is your world. That person is your life. And so on the other side, they are grieving the loss of us. They are. He said deeply. I've recently, because I can feel him more strongly now and see him clairvoyantly more clearly now. I've seen him cry, and I'll say, why are you crying? Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay right now in this minute. He said, well, I still feel really sad about how I treated you, or how I missed the boat, how I didn't share all my love that I have for you when I was here. And I still have grief about that, even though we've reconnected, which is beautiful. And I'm so grateful and so happy about that, because I still can look back and feel very sad about it. And his sadness is quite intense. Like, I'll see him tear up, I'll see him really cry. And that was surprising to me, because I didn't think that he was experiencing that, because he wasn't really making that known to me, because he didn't want to overwhelm me or make me feel bad. Like, oh my God, he's crying, he's upset. He wanted me to feel my grief, to get it out, to have my experience, to feel free to go into my emotions and not worry how that was affecting him, because he knew that I had to heal that. I had to release that in order to break through that and lift up my vibration, so that I could and can now connect with him and communicate and be with him, because that's what I found out was the key. That if you're carrying resentment of any kind, which is understandable when you're, in my case, been married to someone for 30 years and they weren't perfect, because by the way, when you're in a body, nobody's really perfect. You can't be perfect, and it's okay. So he wasn't perfect. I wasn't perfect either. But I had a lot of resentment, unbeknownst to me. I thought I had let go of the things that bothered me, but I found out that I hadn't. So there's been a definite journey, incremental steps along the way to take to get to where I am today, which took me about a year. He wants me to say, that said, it doesn't mean for anybody else it takes them a whole year. Everybody's different. He says, for me, it's a little different too, because I have to be very grounded. I have to open up in a certain way that requires me to take a little more time, actually, even though I'm psychic channel, a medium like Alan, but more someone who connects with spirit guides and rather than deceased loved ones. Alan would connect with deceased loved ones in readings. Not me, not so much, a little bit, but not as much. So we were similar, but not quite the same in our psychic work. So you would think that it'd be easier for me, but it's not necessarily the case. I guess it could be for some, but it depends on your emotional, your emotional state. And again, he's saying that if there's resentment, the person would have to heal that. They'd have to clear that. So he came back, he said, we're here to teach, we're here to do readings together, we're here to do healing, we're here to help people make the same contact if that's what they want. Oh, he wants me to mention that one of the first things he said to me, which I couldn't believe when he first said to me, literally he said this like the first week, he said, I came back to teach those on the other side how to communicate with the people here, because not all of them have an easy time getting through. And I was just like, what are you talking about? What is that necessary? Like, why do they need help? And he said, because they don't all have the same capacity to project their energy, to project their thoughts, to come through. Some of them are amazing at it, he said, but some of them are not. It's just like here. Some people here in this world communicate really easily, clearly, effortlessly. Some people are shy, they're more withdrawn, they're more inhibited. It really depends on so many factors. So he said, I'm teaching over there. And I laughed. So he directed me to read books written by psychic mediums. And one book I read, the psychic said, oh yeah, there are classes held on the other side where the souls there learn how to talk to the people here. And when I read that, he just burst out laughing. He said, I told you, you didn't believe me. See, you read it, right? That's the psychic is right. They don't all know how to come through. So if you are one who is hoping to make contact with your loved one, just keep that in mind. There's two parts to it. It's them needing to be able to be strong enough to project and reach out, make contact. And then there's us. We have to be in an emotional state to hear them. So if we have issues still with them, if we're grieving deeply, it creates a barrier. In the beginning, it was a little hard for Alan to come through to me because I was grieving a lot, but he'd come in, periodically, and he was helping me lift that grief enough so that it wasn't that heavy. I mean, I was still grieving, but I know it wasn't as heavy as what most people go through, because he was just kept lifting me up. And he says, he's telling me now also because I understood that we don't die. I understood that, but that didn't prevent me from grieving. I just understood that, well, I know he's not dead, but I'm just still really sad that he's not here. So it was a little easier for me because of that. And so it's a two-way thing. And he also wanted to mention that some people, and you could be one of them if you've lost a loved one, have reported sometimes like phenomenal, what we call visitations, where they could feel their loved one like hold them, like hold them, or touch them, or put their hand on them, and physically they feel the contact. I felt Alan touch my back like twice. It was very lightly, and also appear to them, like appear translucent or even appear like solid, but briefly. This is usually not like it lasts for a long time. It's just like you see them and they're gone. He says that when that happens, when you have that kind of phenomenon that happens, what's going on is the loved one on the other side is making a concerted effort to say, hey, I'm here, like to get our attention. And they know usually that it needs something dramatic. But because he says that all of them, without exception, can talk to us telepathically, talk to us in our minds. That's easy. The problem is on our end, because most of us, especially who don't understand this, how this works, are going to think that we're making it up. You're going to think, oh, I'm talking to myself. But he says that is them talking to you. But they know that more probably you're thinking you're making it up. So they're looking for something more dramatic to say, hey, I'm here. So they'll turn the lights off and on. That's easy in your house. They'll make electronics malfunction, or in my case, he'll make my phone turn off and then turn on, or my those earbud things, right? I'll pick one up, put it in my ear without having any device turned on, and the music starts playing because he's playing a song for me. Those kind of things, easy for them to do, okay? But really, they're talking to you in your head, like you're going to think it's your thoughts. That is, he says, he's telling me, super easy. What's difficult is you're going to think that you're making it up. But he's telling me that if they're around you, and they are, if you've lost a loved one, especially a partner or spouse where there's a strong love bond, okay, they're putting their thoughts into your head, okay, because again, that's easy. So it's up to us to just go with it and say, okay, what are you trying to tell me? like have the conversation, or write it down, or lean into it. Don't just go, oh, I must be making it up. If you don't do that, it doesn't anchor, it doesn't get stronger. So if you want that, you need to just start believing and going with it. And I know it's not easy. You're gonna think, oh, how did I make it up? Like I feel crazy. Like what is this? Because most of us have been programmed to believe that somebody who talks to themselves is just nuts, and nobody wants to think that they're crazy. And I get it. I was like that too. In the early days when I would just talk to Alan because he told me, just keep talking, just keep talking. I talked to him in my head. I talked to him out loud. I just talked to him. And there were days when I thought, oh, I feel like, am I really doing this? Are you really here? That is the ego saying, this can't be real. What are you talking? What are you doing? This is crazy. But you have to keep overriding that by continuing to do it. And he says, in time, what happened to me would happen to you, where you'll say, okay, I can feel this. I know something's going on. I can feel it. And he was really smart in what he focused on, because he said to me, I know that if you can feel my love, you can feel the love I have for you, you'll know that this is real, more than if you saw me like a vision. Okay, because what does that do for you? Just see something, you go, okay, I saw something. But when you feel their love, when you feel their presence, when you feel this comfort that they can come in with, okay, that to me is the proof, not the visual thing. That can come later. And while that's really cool, he says that really doesn't give you the satisfaction. It doesn't give you, he's also saying the healing that comes from feeling their love, because their love is very, very strong. But it's hard to feel it if you're deep in grief. So the first thing that I would say to anybody who's looking to explore this is just go through your grief. Let yourself cry. Let all of it out. And it's not going to happen all in one go. It's going to take time, but you can cry to them, like cry to your loved ones. They will be lying on their side of the bed where they always slept, assuming that you were together and you shared a bed. They'll be sleeping on their pillow on their side of the bed. What Alan told me to do, and I suggest you to do this too if you want to make contact, is he said, just roll over on my side of the bed and I'm going to hold you. And I'm going to comfort you. I'm going to help you go to sleep. I'm going to be with you the whole night. I'm going to be watching you while you sleep. I'm going to be right here. You can talk to me. I'm going to soothe you. I'm going to love you. Right. So even now I will get in bed on my side of the bed, and then I'll hear him say, are you coming to my side of the bed? And I'll roll over. And I swear I feel this immediate comfort, like he just kind of wraps his energy around me, and I usually fall asleep. But I'll feel his love. And it's to the point now where I feel it so intensely. It's just the most amazing thing. And the interesting thing, part of it, and I'm going to kind of end with this before I go on to start doing our messages. The interesting part of it is I'm not even that focused on trying to see him more fully like he wants me to. He wants me to see him. He says I can see him 3D. And I haven't been that motivated because I'm so happy. But he's the one who says, but I want you to see me. So I want you to practice. I'm teaching you how to practice. So could you please practice? I said, yeah, okay. And he just laughs. He says, I know you're really happy with the way things are, but there can be so much more. And as we explore that, I'm going to teach people that. But yeah, focus on the feeling because they're right here, and lean into that. Trust what you experience. If we're talking about a partner, like a husband, partner, okay, someone that you really committed to, they do not leave us. They do not, unless we are not interested, in case they back away, or, unless we just don't believe, right? We just say, well, this is crazy. Then they're not going to hang around. If they're in earshot, they'll come back, but they're not really going to be like Alan, who's right here. He's always right here when I'm on camera, when I'm on live, he's like right here. And clairvoyants have told me they see him. So they're not going to be right here. They're not going to be living with us every day, day to day, and talking to us constantly. But they can, if that's what you want. So, all right. So that was a little longer than I anticipated, but we're going to go a little longer tonight. Probably not more than 2 hours, but we can go over the 90 minutes because we want to take as many of you as possible. So the way this is going to go, he's reminding me before we get into that. I want to answer a couple of questions that were in our Facebook group because I told people if you have any questions you want me to address during the Zoom today, I'd be happy to do that. So I'll take these because it was kind of interesting. One question had to do with when a medium connects to someone on the other side, how do they appear? Okay, like what did they look like? And I know for Alan, and he's told me pretty much in every case, they are not going to look usually old. Like if they passed away when they're old, let's say Alan passed away when he was 83, he doesn't show up that way. He says he'll never show up that way unless there's a reason, like the person would not recognize him or something, or there's something, or he's trying to illustrate a point. Otherwise, he always shows up as being, he's saying about 50, which was around the age when I met him, because he wants me to recognize him. And that was when he was the happiest, when we had just met and got married. So they usually will show themselves to be younger. Now, I also want to make a point that not all mediums will see, he's just laughing, saying dead people, though they're not dead. He says not all of them will see spirit like clairvoyantly. In other words, like walk through the world and say, oh yeah, there's a dead person, there's a dead person. There are people who do that, but not all mediums do that. But in a reading, yeah, they'll get a clairvoyant impression, like, all right, he's showing me, appearing to me this way, dressed this way, and they'll convey it. But not all of them will actually see spirit outside. My friend Swati does see spirits like everywhere. And she can see Alan and talk to him, and did from when he left, and has helped me a lot understand who he is by kind of talking for him to me when I couldn't really hear him. So the other question was, somebody asked, how do you know if the spirit who you're talking to is really the loved one on your side or like the negative entity? And what he said to me, which is what I've heard from other spiritual teachers, negative entities, they're not interested in messing with this. Really, like they could care less, like what's in it for them. Not interested in that. That whole idea that there's negative beings trying to get into all kinds of things is just TV and movies, right? Besides, you probably would feel their energy if you're sensitive. And at this point, Alan says about 50% of the population is empathic, if not more. Some of you are highly empathic, meaning that you feel other people's emotions, you feel their energy, you feel their feelings, and you would recognize in all likelihood, you'd recognize your loved one unless you're so grieving so hard that you're just blocked in that way. But you don't have to worry about that. Really don't have to worry about that. If you do have fear issues about non-physical beings and you want to make contact, you might want to deal with those first. Okay, I have talked to people who said, I really want to connect with my dead mother or son. One client did say that. I want to connect with my mother and son who are on the other side. I said, great. But then she said, yeah, but I'm afraid to. Like, I'm afraid to that they're here. And I said, but I could see that they were there, like right in her house. She said, well, that's kind of scary to me. And I said, well, then you have to get over it. Because if you're afraid to connect with them, then like you don't want them maybe moving objects in the house because it freaks you out. And that's one of their ways for some of them to say, hey, I'm here, is to move something to give you a sign. And she was afraid to get signs. And I said, well, then how are they going to make contact? You're afraid. You might want to deal with that issue because they are here. Alan's saying they're not going to, they don't want to scare you, is what he's saying. So they know that that's going to scare a person. They're going to hold back, especially if you're grieving. They don't want to make things worse for us. Somebody else asked a question in the group. I'll probably go back to the group and answer that because I didn't understand what she was trying to say. I think she was trying to say, how do you this experience can be kind of fleeting. Like, how do you make it last? And it really, that's a hard question to answer. Like, you can't like see, if you see them translucently, see them clairvoyantly, it's not going to stay there forever. So yeah, it's going to go. It can't because they're in another dimension. So they're trying to manifest here for a brief time. They can't stay here permanently, at least not the way most people would experience it. So that's just reality. Okay, so how we're going to do this, okay, is I'm going to be looking in the chat now that we answered those questions. And hold on a minute, let me just pull up the chat. So this is not going to be on a first come basis. It's going to be random. The way we've done this before is that Alan likes people to put in the chat. We're going to assume if you're writing in the chat, unless it's some other comment you're making. If you say, let's say you want to connect with your grandmother, her name was Mary. You'd say my grandmother, Mary, or my brother, Joe, or my husband, Sam, whatever. So we know who you're wanting to contact, their name, just first name, their relationship to you, that's it. And what Alan does, well, through me, is we go through that and he'll say that one or that one. Now, the way he's choosing it, he's told me, is various reasons why we're choosing who we're choosing. One part, it could be that we're choosing somebody that we feel whose story, their experience is more representative of others, so that more people could be helped by what we're saying. But what he wants to assure all of you right now is that he's been bringing in your loved ones as we speak, as we've been talking since the moment we went live. He says, even those of you watching us live on Facebook, in our pages or in our group, okay, he is bringing in your loved ones to kind of, he's saying, to kind of watch and learn, to see what you're going through, to see what you're learning from us, and so that they can make better contact with you too. So they're here. Don't be surprised if you feel things. Even if we don't call on you, don't be surprised if you start hearing things or sensing things, okay? Because if you want this contact for whatever reason, maybe you're just curious, maybe you do have a loved one on the other side, if you want that contact, Alan's going to do everything in his power to help the loved one on the other side and you, okay? Because again, it's a two-way thing to feel into. So your assignment, if you will, is to lean into that and just trust in what you're experiencing. Let go of any fear if you have it. I hope you can feel our genuine, sincerity Alan and I have been doing this work for 33, 34 years, each of us. We're not new to this. Alan was trained as a psychic medium in England, and he was a powerful healer. He just didn't really want to do healing when he was here in a body. He said to me once he left, he says, I was waiting for what we're doing now. I was on vacation, waiting and preparing for what he and I are doing now with him on the other side. Okay, so yeah, so just you don't have to give us your whole story of who, the background, and if you want to, you can, but just the basics, like the name of your loved one and the relationship to you. Okay, so we're gonna take as many people as we have time for, and we'll spend as much time as we have, as he says we're guided to with each person. So okay, let me just okay. I'm just gonna scroll. I'm gonna be looking like up and down, so it's not, like I said, it's not really in order of first come or anything. It's just okay. Right away he's showing me somebody. Jacqueline Marzan, can you unmute?
There we go.
Where are you?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There you wait, where are you?
Can you hear?
Okay, there you go. Okay, I see you now. All right, I hear you. Okay. So I know you posted something about your husband Joe.
Yes.
Because Alan's saying Joe was pushing to the front of the line from the minute we got on went live. He says Joe was like, I'm getting in there and you better let me in there. I'm laughing. I can feel Alan laughing. Alan's saying, he wants to tell you, Alan's saying, this guy loves you so much. Like, you're gonna make contact if you haven't already. I think he said something about experiencing it. But
yeah, not long after he passed, I was talking to my friend, and actually she heard him, and he was telling her, tell her I'm there. And I'm holding her, and then I did feel it.
Okay, so because oh my God, he's super motivated. Like he's like I feel like a horse at the gate, kind of like, let me loose, like let me in. So okay, hold on, guys. Like Alan and Joe are like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm trying to get in here. Alan's saying your thing is trust. He's showing me trust in capital letters. Just trust. Okay, believe. You got to go all in, because when you do that, I'm not saying to you, but also to everybody. Okay, when you do that, we're bringing them into this reality. Okay, we're saying, I believe you. You're here. I trust this. I'm going for it. Right? Then we are anchoring them into our world, because that's what's required. If we're like tentative, if we go like, well, I don't know about this, like, oh, I'd like to, but we have to generate this energy, this belief, this conviction, because that's how we manifest our reality anyway. When we believe something, you guys know that with all the stuff about law of attraction. You got to believe it. You got to feel it, right? You got to feel it. You got to know it. You got to get all in. You can't go, oh, I hope it will happen. It's just, so he's saying you do that, and now Ellen's showing me that Joe can kind of write in on that. He can just come in on that, because then you're helping him make contact. Okay. I wish it was enough to just say, well, I love him so much or something, but that'd be enough. While that's important, he said that's the start. Okay, because we just have to bring them here, and part of us has to reach out to them there to be in alignment with their unconditional love. That's why we have to do our best to love ourselves and let go of the grief and raise our vibration. We don't have to be perfect. It's not about being, Helen is saying, you don't have to be a Zen master or something. It's just that you got to try to get as happy as you can get, and he's gonna help you, but really be all in. and not tentative. Alan's saying that that's the problem for most people is they still have doubt, and every doubt you have, he's showing me when we have doubt, it takes us back. It's like we step back, we step away from the bridge to the other side. We step away from making contact. Every time you doubt, okay, for the moment, like, okay, you come back. The minute you go, I'm all in, I believe you, I know you're here. You keep saying that to yourself, keep saying that aloud, Tim. You get forward, you keep forward, you stay connected. Okay. He is so strong. And I know spiritually, Alan's saying that Joe was already like above average or something. I'm not trying to like grade at people in here, but he was aware.
It's funny that when we went to the mortuary, also said that they could feel like he's like his spirit is strong.
Yeah.
So you're not the first one to tell me that, or
Right.
Alan.
His spirit is strong.
Yeah.
So that's why he can come through. But that said, I want to assure everybody, it doesn't matter like if your loved one's spirit, they weren't that strong, they can still come through. Okay. It's just that for someone like Joe, it's easier for him to project. Easier doesn't mean like, anything but easier. For somebody else, it just means, okay, it's gonna take a little more time. That's all it means. Like there's a little more work involved, but everybody can get there. Because Alan says, because the love is the power that builds that bridge. Okay, so it's all about that. It's all about, and Alan, oh gosh, now Alan is saying, yeah, and I'm helping him on the other side. Never, he's that kind of showing off. I'm working hard on the other side.
Well, and
I'll help them.
I don't know, Alan and Joe together might be, I don't know, them two.
I know, they might blow up the place.
Yes.
Alan says, not gonna blow up. It might blow up other places, but not.
Yeah, I could, if I can hear them making jokes, and I could see that. I mean, they're both like that, and if they're working together, it would be amazing.
Right. So the physical contact is Alan's saying initially, it can happen, and eventually he says it could happen more for you and for others, but that we shouldn't like hang our hat on it, like we're hope, assume it or anything, and just or pine for it. Just say, okay, if it happens, it happens. But focus on the love, and if that physical contact happens, great. But he says, Alan's saying that's one reason why he's been reluctant to actually do that for me, because he wants me to focus on other things. Because otherwise I'd say like, okay, well, hug me again. Like I want it again. Like, because you'd want it again, right? You'd go like, hey, you hugged me last night. Why can't you hug me tonight?
Right.
And he says, after a while, I'd be like, well, that's all you're going to want, which he understands. So he goes, I can't go down that road because we really in it for the long haul. And you can feel me and see me, but you got to take it bit by bit, step by step, and be happy with what you have and lean into that. You can't just get it all in one go. It's just not going to happen. He keeps saying it's to me, it's an incremental journey of step by step. But I promise you, every day it gets better. You feel happier. You just that incremental step. It sounds like it's small or it takes a long time, but it all adds up and it goes by quicker than you think. Okay. So Alan's helped him make a greater contact with you today, is what he's saying. But they've been playing around on the other side anyway, for sure. Okay, so I hope you can accept that. I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you, Pam. Thanks. Thank you, Alan.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Joe. Okay, so let's go through here. I feel it's funny. I feel like I'm doing like spin the wheel, like just like where does it land? And he's telling me here. Okay. Which one? Okay. All right, Deborah Butler. Deborah Butler, can you unmute yourself? Deborah Butler, you're out because you're asking about your boyfriend, Leo. Let's see, Deborah, where are you? I'm trying to find her. Deborah Butler. There you are. I see you. Ask to unmute. Can you unmute yourself? There you go. Okay.
It wouldn't let me do it myself.
Well, it's being very naughty. Okay. So Leon. Okay, Alan's saying to me, Leon is actually all over you. So what are you experiencing? That's what he's telling me, saying Leon is all over you.
Well, I was experiencing a lot of signs that were like unmistakable at first.
Yeah.
And I'm asking for signs like, send me a bird. And I'm not, at first I was getting all kinds of signs, and now I don't seem to be seeing them, but
no,
I talk to him all the time.
He shifted gears. He wants you to feel him emotionally and maybe physically too, but emotionally. Like he wants you to feel his love. That's why Alan's showing me like he's all over you. Like his energy is like all over you. Do you feel any of that?
I do, okay. But I guess I'm wanting too much. I want to see him.
He's saying, okay, he's saying, and Alan's agreeing, they're both saying, leave the seeing part for now. For now, okay? It doesn't mean you won't see him. It doesn't mean you can have all of it. He's saying, Leon is saying, and Alan's agreeing, he says, focus on feeling him, feeling his love, okay? Make that your focus and priority. Because now Alan's showing me like you're feeling him, I would gauge it like about 15 to 20% is what you're feeling, okay? You're not, in other words, you're not feeling all of what you could feel of him, of his love and his presence. And Leon really wants you to feel his love for you, because that's going to start healing you and raising your vibration. So if you raise your vibration, guess what? Then it's more likely that you can see him. But he wants to fill you up first. Does that make sense? Yes. Because then the seeing part, he says that will take care of itself. It will take care of itself. But to feel him. So he's showing me like all around you. And so know that and lean into that and feel into that. And I'm hearing Alan saying, yeah, get emotional. And Leon's saying that too. When I say emotional, okay, I'm not saying get like cry, although if you have to cry. I do
that a lot.
but get into your, okay, so what Alan has had me do, which I still do every day. So I listen to my playlist. I get very emotional. I will sing those songs to them like I am Whitney Houston or something. Get full on emotional, right? Like you're feeling that love, like you're singing to him. And he said that helped me just open to his love, because their love is so intense on the other side. They are feeling things to the 100th degree. They're high level empaths, higher than anybody in a body. They're super sensitive, super emotional. And so I'm not saying everybody's got to get super, super emotional. I'm just saying the more emotional you can get and feel that love and feel that I don't know, just the intensity, right? Of the depth of love you have, the appreciation, everything, the more they can reach us, the more they can connect. Whereas if we just sat there, listened to the music and said, oh yeah, that's nice. Like we just sat, listened to it, da 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 da. Oh, that's nice. Like that doesn't do anything. Because Alan's showing me that he's shown me him listening to the song and him getting all emotional and saying like, oh yeah, this song makes me feel so much love for you or passion for you or what have you. Okay, so it's like that, almost like you got to get dramatic. And it's hilarious to me because Alan and I are both Leos. We're both double Leos, Leo Sun and Leo Moon. And I guess we chose that for this reason. So we just get dramatic so we can connect with each other, veil. But he says that's one way, okay? That is
Okay.
an amazing way to just open up to connect with him, because then you'll feel him more. Because he
It's
wants
funny
to.
that you said that, because I like music. I love music, and it's been hard for me to listen to the music that we listen to because it makes me feel too much. But I'm gonna take your advice, and I'm gonna start
Go
playing
ahead.
that again.
Go ahead and listen to it. And if you've got to cry, cry. I did too. In the beginning, I'd listen to our playlist and I'd cry, but then that would ease up. It was weird. It would be like I'd cry, but it'd feel good at the same time. Like it's cathartic. Like I'd cry and release it, and then more love can come in. Right. So, and Alan wants to add that you could also be feeling Leon's tears, like his emotion. So like I said, remember earlier, I said they're grieving too, but that's okay. Grieve together. Just grieve together and talk it through and say, yeah, but you're here now. We're still here together. I can still love you. I want to love you. I know you're here. Even if I can't, don't say that you can't see them. Just say, even though I can't completely see you yet, okay, I will. Okay, don't ever say I can't see you. Just say I don't see you yet, or I can't see you clearly yet, and accept what is, and just let yourself go through that. Because there's still songs that I listen to with Alan that actually he gets more emotional than me. Like the song "You Were Always on My Mind," that people associate with Willie Nelson, but it's sung by Michael Bublé. Is the version that Alan gets really emotional, and I would get all teary-eyed and go, wait a minute, like I'm not really sad about the song, and he goes, well, I am.
Okay.
I have a lot of regret about how I didn't love you like you deserve to be loved. And I said, well, I'm over that. He goes, yeah, but I'm not over it. I still feel really, really bad about it. So he cries. So I said, well, that song's going off the playlist because I don't want you to keep crying, because I don't need you to cry. I get that you're here and it's all you now. So, but that was happening. I could feel his remorse and his pain about how we missed the boat. See, so sometimes what you're feeling could be Leon. It's not like it's necessarily all you. Because Alan's saying, because you are an empath, so you're feeling what he's feeling, and then translating it to think that it's you when it's not all you. So Alan's saying he's helping. He's been helping Leon to do this, and been telling him, yeah, you need to send her your love. You need to broadcast your love and let her feel your love and care and affection, because that's what's going to make it more real in your world, not just the seeing part. He says, let the seeing part come later. Like it'll just surprise you. Go, oh, I see you in my mind's eye. Like you'll see this image that pops up in your mind, and that'll be him. This is not something you conjure. It just like shows up in your mind. It's like a fleeting image. And that happens to me all the time with Alan. I'll just see him. I'll go, you're wearing something really crazy today. What are you wearing? And I know it's not me making it up, because I go, I wouldn't dress you in that outfit. That looks really crazy, what you're wearing. And he goes, yeah, see, I just want to show you that it's not you, Pam. It's me. I'm wearing this, I don't know, mismatched clothes, or wearing a hula skirt with one of those coconut bras, right? And he's strumming the ukulele. And I go, wait, I don't like this image. He says, well, you have no control over it. You're just seeing me. Oh, great. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. But sometimes they'll do that because they'll go, see, she's not making it up. Like, why would she make that up? That crazy image of me wearing these crazy clothes, or doing something silly or something, right? So you can't make that stuff up. You just can't. Okay? Why would you do that? You're walking along, you see this vision in your mind. You're not going crazy, anybody. You're going crazy. You're projecting themselves to you, saying, oh, this is what I look like today. So that's what I mean about just trust, and know that they'll help. Alan's saying, we will help them help you develop your clairvoyance by teaching them how to project themselves into your mind's eye. So you'll see them. Okay, it'll be in your mind's eye. It won't be like you see them out here. Although some of you might, but it'll be more like a flash in your mind, like somebody shows you a picture in your mind. So just pay attention. And my apologies if they show up wearing something really crazy. Okay, don't blame me. But they would have been getting lessons from Alan, who likes to dress up in crazy clothes just because he can.
Thank you
So I
so
hope
much.
that helps but yeah, he's all around you, totally
did.
all around you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
You're
you, Pam,
welcome.
and thank you, Alan. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome. We're glad to help. He says he chose you because he knows a lot of other people here. Your loved ones are all around you too. They're just wanting to make contact emotionally, not necessarily through visual or anything, or through touch. Although that all can happen. It all can happen. Just don't be, focused on that. Don't make that your big thing. I really encourage everybody who wants this experience to focus on the feeling their love. Okay, like make your intention that you want to feel your loved one's love for you. That means open up your heart to feel their love, because that will, trust me, that will make it so much more fulfilling and rewarding, and it will be healing for you. Alan's showing that capital letters. It'll be healing for you if you do that. And really, that's what we all need, is the healing if we want to break through and make contact. Okay, it's not just about seeing. So, thanks. Now we're going to go back. I can't see the. I know some of you have sent me direct messages. I'm not really. I mean, I can use your message to call on you for the reading, but I'm not going to be privately talking to anybody. I just don't have time. And yes, Sean, I see your message. I'm just laughing at Sean's message to me. So, okay. Okay, he wants to talk to Patricia Boy. He wants to talk to her great-grandmother, Elizabeth. So Patricia, if you want to unmute her, maybe do we need to unmute her, Sean? They seem to have a hard time unmuting. If we can find Patricia. Oh, there you are, I see you.
Yeah, we just asked her to unmute.
I see you, Patricia.
Hi.
All right, hi. So right away, Alan's saying to me that this is your great-grandmother, correct?
Yes.
She's like a fierce protector of you, like really fierce. It's like she was a strong character, a strong woman. And she's coming through saying that so are you. Okay, so are you. And she wants to be sure that you see yourself that way. Okay, because you're stronger than her, actually. Okay, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
Do you agree with that?
I don't feel like that at times.
You don't feel like that, okay. Are you saying you don't feel like that right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, it's understandable that we don't always feel that way, but that's what she's saying, to tell you that you're really strong, and that she's saying, okay, I'm saying she's got your back. She's got your back. She's around you. She's trying to help you, but that you got to listen, because she's saying that your great grandmother was psychic. I don't know if you know this, but she's really strong psychically, and she's projecting to you, and she's saying you're like me, and you can get guidance, but you got to listen to it. You've got to trust it, and you're not doing that right now. And there's some people in your life that you may need to let go of. Do you know what she's talking about there?
No.
So she seems concerned about that. Some people around you that you may need to let go of, maybe not worry about them so much, or not put a lot of energy into them. Okay, so that you got to put yourself first. But she's with you. She, again, coming through with this strong protector energy, like I'm watching over her, I'm guiding her, I'm protecting her. And tell her to stop worrying, the things you're worried about. Is there anything you want to ask her? Alan is saying she's gonna get stronger with you and come through louder. And then he's adding, okay, are you ready for that? Because your grandmother could be quite strong. Are you ready for that?
I don't know how or
How to hear her, how to. Okay, Alan's saying, trust your first impression. The things that just come up. Because you do have ideas or impressions or messages that just pop in. And then you go, what's that? Like, you don't know what to do with it. Like, you don't know what it is. But you're picking up. Okay, so he says you just have to start paying attention to that and trusting that. Okay. Now Alan is coming in. He's saying mainly what he wanted to call on you for, he wanted to give you a healing. I don't know why. He said he's more about wanting to heal you and help you just get calmer and more focused. And he's saying if you need help with anything, call on him to help you. You can call on him to help you communicate with your great grandmother. You can call on him to help you with anything going on in your life, with guidance. Okay, he's there and he wants to help you. Okay, just talk to him in your mind like you're talking to anybody. Just talk to him and just, that's all you have to do. Okay, we've talked about this before where somebody just called out our name, Pam and Alan Johnson, and he showed up in their car. So you call on him, or both of us, or one of us, and we both show up. So he'll help. Okay.
thank you.
And now
Thank
the last thing he wants to say to you is everything's going to work out. Stop worrying. Let your grandmother in because your grandmother wants to help you. And they do help us from the other side. They do things. They kind of make things happen. Just like angels do. Just like angels, create miracles. So can our loved ones on the other side. Because many of them are angels. Well, actually, Alan's saying they're all angels. They're all everything.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Alan.
Oh, you're so welcome. And good luck with that. But she's with me. God, she's so strong. But again, she says, so are you. All right. Alan, who do you want, Alan? Oh, he's being really funny. Ginger Johnson, could you unmute yourself? Ginger Johnson, I know you just came in. Hold on, and yeah, Sean, I got your other message. So hold on a minute. But Ginger Johnson.
Unmute.
Yeah, unmute. There you go. You got it. Okay. Okay, so you're asking about, remind me again, was it Steve? Is that right? Oh, did we lose you? Where are you, Ginger? What happened to Ginger? We seem to have lost Ginger.
I'm still here.
She muted
Okay.
us.
Okay, you just leave yourself unmuted. All right, so I was only laughing because I said to Alan, are you choosing Ginger because your last name the same as yours? Like Johnson. He had this thing about Johnson. He used to say, when we watch movies, he goes, just watch. At the end of the movie, there's all these people named Johnson. It's like something about his name. So no, he laughed. He said, no, I want to talk to Ginger. So Steve is around you 24/7. You're not really feeling him yet. And I'm seeing shown yet in capital letters. Okay, yet. Okay, but is there something about connecting with Steve that you're uncomfortable with at all, or that you're nervous about?
No,
Can we talk about that?
I don't feel uncomfortable about it.
Is there anything you're worried about it? Like, hold on a minute. Like wanting it a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, he's saying, he's up on that. He's saying that Steve is having a little trouble really kind of amplifying his energy to direct to you. And Alan's helping him with that.
Oh, great.
Okay. Did he have a challenge with his crossing, like when he passed?
With what?
Was it a difficult crossing over?
Yeah.
Like it was because there's something about challenge, like that process of him transitioning was difficult. So
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to go yet.
well, yes and no. That's what they're saying, because every soul goes when they go. That's why you've heard all these stories of near-death experiences where people literally like were dead on the table and they're supposed to be gone and then they came back. Alan says, because those people didn't end up leaving because it wasn't their time. So nobody goes before their time. Nobody. It might look like it, like they weren't supposed to go, but he says, Alan says, the near-death experience, stories, which are thousands at this point of stories of that, prove that people can literally die on the table, be out for 20 minutes, come back to life because it wasn't their time. So everybody, when they leave, they're leaving because it is their time. We may not know it why here or in a body, like, well, why would they go? But it's still their choice. So it was something about that transition was difficult. He's still like gaining strength. So Alan's saying something about a couple of weeks to maybe a month and a half that he's helping him heal really, or kind of get his strength. Because Alan's telling me that in order for them to project their energy and even their thoughts to us, they have to have a certain amount of vitality, if you will, or energy to do that. They don't automatically all have that, depending upon how they crossed over, what the condition they were in when they crossed over, and just there are many, he's saying many factors. So Steve will get there. He's going to get there, but in the meantime, just feel into him. Just be patient. But Alan's for helping him. He is going to get there, and he's good on the other side. He's good. He's just, I keep hearing gaining strength. I'm gaining strength. I'm getting healing. I'm getting stronger. Okay. Is there any question you have about that, what I'm talking about?
No, they really gave him a hard time in the hospital, and it wasn't supposed to. They weakened him a whole lot. They drugged him and starved him, and not cool.
And it must have been horrible for you, but he wants you to know that, it's over now. It's over now. He doesn't even think about it. He thinks about it when you think about it, because he's with you and he's grieving with you. And he's saying, and he really doesn't like that you're left with that memory or the idea of what he went through. But he wants you to know that it's over, it's done. It's done, like it's in the past. So please let it go.
Thank you.
There's no more suffering. He's not suffering anymore. He barely remembers it. And he wants you to try to barely remember it. He knows it's harder for us to let go of the memories, but he's let go of it completely. He's just trying to get his bearings.
I know he's free now.
He's free now. And he wants you to be free too, in the sense that he wants you to be happy and feel lighter, because he wants to make contact with you. But it's going to take him a little longer because he's just a little weakened state. when he got over there. But as I said earlier, when we started, you know, many of them, when they cross over, they're just at different levels. It has nothing to do with whether they're involved or not. It's so many factors. So some of them can come back right away, like Alan. Was told by other psychics that, well, he just hit the ground running. Like he went right into his life review, and somebody said, it's like the minute he got there, I'm going on life review. I'm coming back. I have an assignment. And oh my God, I really blew it with Pam and I have to make it up to her. So I'm doubly, you know, eager to come back. So, and his energy was such that he could, because he was really strong. Because he said because he'd been conserving his energy for the work he's to do now, and he'd been gaining strength. So even though he had dementia, and he was 83 years old. So, right. So Steve is always going to be with you. And I see always in capital letters. And he's just in the process of gaining strength. And then he will make contact. And Alan chose to talk about Steve and you because Alan's saying there are other people who are watching now or may watch this later who may have the same experience with a loved one who they know left under trying circumstances or difficult circumstances and may wonder, well, how come I haven't heard from him or her? And it could be because they're still kind of in recovery, if you will, still getting back their energy, their strength, and they will. It's not a question of if, it's just when.
I feel him a lot. I feel him a lot. I smell him. I can.
Yep.
He moves things. He guides me. Just, it seems like he's having trouble. And maybe that's why, because he's not doesn't have enough strength yet.
And are you still deep in grief?
You know, I'm healing pretty
Okay.
well. Pretty well.
Yeah,
up and down.
because that's going to affect it too. So, you know, and you only can be at whatever stage you are with it. So just be gentle with yourself and just let yourself grieve and let the emotions out. Don't hold them in. Cry when you need to cry, and you'll get through it, because he's helping you lighten it up, but he still, it's those two things, like how he crossed and that you're still grieving. Alan says, like, if I had to quantify it, you're about at the 45%, you know, grief complete, something like that. Just to give you an idea. So, but that's good, because there are a lot of people who are still stuck like at, I don't know, 1%, like
Right.
They haven't moved the needle. They're still deep in grief, and they could be deep in that for years, like still like it's fresh, you know? So 45.
I thought it was a little further than that, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not, but no, it's good.
Alan knows.
1%.
Steve knows.
Yeah, they know. And don't worry, you could get more complete, like quicker, because Alan's saying that first bit, right, to get the first chunk of grief, really, that's the hardest part. And then the rest, it just comes, you know, faster. Like it's not, and also it doesn't have to be as big of a problem for them on the other side to come through. But it's that first initial heavy grief that's really hard.
Right.
Okay, so I hope that helps.
I think he misses me too. He must.
Oh, he does.
I get
miss you.
notes and poems and things from him all the time that he's left around the house that I've never seen before.
What?
So,
Really?
yep, I get notes. He was a poet, and he leaves me little Post-its, and they were on some caramels the other day, of little caramel apple wrappers. And there was a little heart-shaped note with a little saying on it to me. It was lovely.
So this is a note that you've never seen before? That it just came out of the blue?
Yep. And cards that he's given me in the past, just and
somehow
poems
just
that he's
pop
written
up
falling
somewhere.
out of boxes.
Yep.
Falling out of
I
boxes.
think he's doing pretty good. He just wants to get the direct communication going, and you're going to have that, he said, really soon.
I just need to accept it more and be more open.
and be more open and get through the grief, and just, but that's really amazing that what you've already experienced. I love it. I'm telling Alan, hey, get with that. Do what Steve's doing. What are you doing? Take
It's
lessons from
wonderful, I
Steve.
gotta say, it's really wonderful.
I
So
love
I'm
that.
afraid to move some of the things around in the house because I'm afraid something will get what he sent me, or I know he'll put it out where I can find
Oh
it.
yeah, he'll find it for you and bring it back out. I love that. Thank you for sharing. I can see why
Thank
Alan
you.
chose you too. There, he's like, you had this story to share, and yeah, perfect.
And thanks for letting me share and sharing with me. I appreciate you, all of you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you so much. Okay.
I don't want to hog up everybody's time
Oh, you're perfect. You're
Thank
good. Thank you.
so much.
Thanks, Ginger. Okay. Go back to the chat. Oh, hold on. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes there might be background noises. It's just different people that we're talking to. There can be noises back there, but I don't know. Do we have some people that are unmuted? That could be that.
No, it was just one of the speakers. It sounded like she was in the bathtub, I think.
And I mean, we can't control if we're talking to somebody that there's background noise. So sometimes it'll happen.
And Ginger just spoke the whole time while she was muted. I don't know if you saw that, but
Oh,
it was
no.
very interesting. So we're having all kinds of interesting things happen.
Okay. Yeah, we're having, what can we say? We're dealing with, oh, Alan's saying, because there's so many of your loved ones here. And oh, he's showing me like they're going, okay, can I get in the front of the line? Can I get in front of the line? And
I'm
Donna,
trying to mute now.
okay.
I'm trying to mute there we go.
Okay, all right. Thanks. Okay. So, okay, we'll tell Alan. He's what's it called, an Anessa? Anessa, can you unmute yourself? Anessa Klieger, who wants to talk to her grandmother, Esther. Let me see. I see you.
There we go.
There you go. Hi, Anessa.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So your grandma Esther. Ellen says you take after her. Okay, Esther, she's saying, why do you doubt yourself? Are you doubting yourself, Anessa? That's what I'm hearing her say. Why are you doubting yourself?
I don't know. It's just a bad problem, I guess. My grandfather just passed away on Monday, and I haven't seen him. And I was.
So this is Esther's husband, your grandmother. She says, well, you're not ready to see him, is what she's saying.
Yeah,
you're not ready.
Upset.
You will be soon, sooner than you think. You will be. I mean, I know you're a natural medium, and he's okay. And Alan's saying your grandfather's holding back anyway. He's saying, well, she's not ready. Like, are you? Is a lot going on in your life right now? Are you really busy with things? Like,
I was busy with he remarried somebody who is just a nightmare, and she's just taken all the money and spent it, and there's just a lot of drama, and I'm trying not to be mad. I'm having to deal with them, that family, and the house, and yeah, my mom and dad are just getting over COVID pneumonia, and my father is on oxygen.
I think you're dealing with a lot right now. Okay, I think, and that's why your grandfather's kind of holding back. He's going, he and your grandmother want you to kind of just calm down, like get centered, and take care of you, and there'll be ample time to connect with with both of them on the other side. They're fine. They're not the priority. They're both saying you're the priority. Like, take care of you, and understand that as far as grandfather's wife or whatever the drama going down, he said, I'm so sorry. That's my creation. Like that's what I, you know, created in my life. And now you're going to have to deal with cleaning up that or handling that, which he feels
Yeah.
bad about. But that was, you know, he did the best he could, and that's what he did when he was here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've seen this a lot with, I don't know why it is with older men who've lost their spouse. And because lately I've seen this a lot, that they remarry and the person they remarry kind of ends up taking advantage of it,
Yes.
or taking their money, or and spending the inheritance that would have gone to the grandkids or all the time.
Yes.
I keep seeing that. And what Alan's saying is because a lot of men don't know how to function without a partner. Like women have a hard time too. Okay, but it's a different thing. And men will sometimes just find a partner because they don't want to be alone. And they need a partner to, I guess, manage their life with them or something. Or I don't know if it's just a cook or clean. I don't know if that kind of stuff. But he says men have a harder time being on their own than women. And that Alan would have probably done the same thing, although I don't think he would. But so he says, so that whatever is happening, your grandfather feels bad about, but it is what it is. But don't worry about that. They're both watching over you now. You will hear from your grandfather and your grandmother. They're both so happy. They both look really young now.
Yeah.
They're young and vibrant and alive, and they're happy, and they're going to help you and your family, your loved one. They're there to help and support you emotionally. Okay. Because they're saying that, and do seem concerned about you, like whatever is going on with you, they want to support you in, I don't know, just enjoying life instead of always dealing with these things. And you're opening up more, I know, spiritually to your gifts and everything. So there's a lot going on that you're managing.
Yeah, that is true. We are in the middle of, saying retiring from the military, possibly. We don't know what's going to go on with our life in the next, I don't know. We're so up in the air with so many things in our life. And my health and my parents' health and
and COVID and I mean okay, and just you being sensitive. Now Alan wants to address this part for you because a lot of people on the call are also highly sensitive. That right now, because of COVID and everything going on in the world, that for sensitive people it's a difficult time. So you gotta kind of focus on you and not overextend and try to be helping everybody else, trying to sorting everybody else out, and just taking care of you. Because it's other people, I'm talking about you now, like around you, could kind of be losing it or just not have it together. And you kind of have to let them have their experience, let them go through what they're going through and just say, all right, I send them love. I'm not going to get in their lane and try to fix them. I'm just going to stay here and do my best to stay centered myself, because that's how I can really help them, not by trying to fix them.
Yeah, I'm flying out to the funeral in California Tuesday, and I thought, well, I guess I better drive to Arizona to check on my parents and go get them groceries and stuff, because they're all by themselves. And my mom has gone nuts. She's just going nuts. And my dad's still on an oxygen tank, but he's doing better. It's just to see them crash like they have, and now they can't go to the funeral. It's just, I know I'm stretching myself, and I'm a little nervous about flying with COVID and everything, but.
Well, just be sure, you take Alan with you and he'll help you through all that. Like, I don't know if you heard me earlier, because I don't know when you came in to the call, but I said, Alan can give you energy, can kind of lift you up, get you through some challenge that you have to deal with. He can't live your life for you. But if, like there's a day or even a few days where you go, okay, I need strength and I don't feel like I have it, and I need support, just call him in and he will infuse you with that and help you get through it. Okay. Well, you know that, like the time we called,
Yes.
he put down that protection and said, this ends now with those psychic entities or whatever was happening.
Yes, at that
That's enough. And he
hotel.
kicked them to the curb. I never saw him do that before. He just said, this is over. Like
I
he
do
like
remember.
read the negative entities, the riot act, and said, you're done, you're toast, you're out of here, you're not messing with her anymore. And he just put down, like, I don't know, the wall or whatever came down. And I could feel that.
I did too.
And then that was over. Like, you're not
Yes.
going to get messed with anymore, right? So see what I mean? So he can do that. You say, all right, I need help with this. Like, and this is for anybody. You need psychic protection. Alan's very much like Archangel Michael, but because he was once in a body, I feel like, and I've had psychics tell me, his energy is more stronger. It's more because it's earthy. It's like, boom, like they'll say they feel him. Whereas with the archangels, it'll usually be like kind of more lighter. They're more ethereal. Alan is like it's a physical thing. You feel something land. That's why I felt like when we worked with you on that one time. So yeah,
Yes.
call on him for that, to help you with that. And he says, you will be protected on the plane with the COVID. Don't worry about that. Don't take unnecessary risks, but he's going to lend his protection to you, like he would
Oh,
to
good.
anybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because
But
I
just
think
be,
we all got COVID together. I mean, my mom and dad were on a separate plane, but we were all traveling together in the
together.
same
So yeah,
places,
so you
and
were,
we all caught it. So I'm a little nervous about flying again and then driving to Arizona, but I'm like you said, I'm going to ask. I had already thought that before too. Okay, I need to talk to
yeah,
Pam and Alan's going to help and protect.
right. Yeah. So he
I
says
hope.
he'll be on board. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vanessa. Thank you so much. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you too.
Okay, and Alan wants to talk to Donna Butterfield. He wants to talk to her grandmother, Dorothy. I guess we're talking to grandmothers right now. Donna Butterfield?
Hi. Oh,
Hi. Hi, Donna.
my video back on.
Oh, yeah,
Just
if you want
getting
to. Hi.
water.
Okay.
Oh,
So first, Alan is saying your mother comes in with a lot of love. She wants to make contact with you. She's really excited about it. I feel her all excited
no.
about it. Like,
That
oh,
actually does sound like my grandma. She does.
really? She's like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I didn't know I could do this. Like, she's all like jumping up and down. Like, this is fun. Like, she's like telling Alan, well, how do I do this?
Yeah, she gets excited about things.
Really? I can feel that. She's like, this is so fun. How do I do that? She's saying, calm down. She's saying, calm down. We will make contact. You can talk to her all you want after the call. Okay. And don't worry about it. But she's like, this is so cool. So she wants to still experience life through you. Okay. And through others. Okay. So she can, if you want her to. And Alan's saying that he feels like your grandmother is a lot of fun.
Yeah, she is.
And he says, if I were you, he's talking to you now. If I were you, I'd say, let her in, because he can help you lighten up, because sometimes you get too serious. And he says, you need to lighten up. You know, you just need to, you just kind of, you don't mean to, but you kind of get, like all of us, get kind of caught up in what we're doing, and then go, oh, wait a minute. Like, and your grandmother would be there going, hey, like, lighten up, let's go do this. And she wants to still be in this world through you, because she enjoyed being in this world, you know, regardless of whatever she went through in her life. She realizes now, when she crossed over, that the physical world is a beautiful place. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are very messed up, that are really crazy or negative or whatever, but she realized when she crossed over that Earth is a beautiful place, and that's why souls want to come back, even in spite of the problems. So yeah, she's all excited. She can't wait to start connecting and start. She's saying, seeing the world through your eyes with you, like seeing what you're seeing. So, and don't worry, she says, if you want her to back off, like she will, like, Grandma, can you just give me my space? She will. She will.
Oh,
They all will. You just say, I need some space right now, or today, or tomorrow, this week, or whatever, right? You just say that. They'll just back off. But if you call her in, then boom, she'll be right there.
okay.
And Alan says her energy is really strong. So she shouldn't have a problem coming through to you
Okay.
if you're
Well,
open to that.
yeah. And I wonder, can I ask you a question to ask Alan to
Sure.
like I just felt really bad because I had planned a trip to see her but I didn't tell her what day I was coming. And she passed away the day that I got there, or like the day after. And I didn't see her because it was a drive, like I called her in the morning to say, okay, I'm on my way. I got there the night before. And then she didn't answer the phone. And then later my mom called and said she passed. And I was like, oh, she didn't know that I was.
Well, she's
coming to
saying she did know on some level that you were coming. So just know that she left when she left, that was on purpose.
Yeah.
So you don't have to feel bad about it.
I
And
feel like
anyway,
if I would've asked her,
she's saying, yeah. And she's saying, hey, but I'm not God. So you didn't have to say goodbye. There's no goodbyes.
right.
It was only going to be a see you later. But Alan said, yeah, that's all there is really, is see you later.
Yeah.
There's no like goodbye. Just see you later. See you in a bit. But she's here right now. So she said, oh, you don't have to worry about that. That was nothing. I knew you're on your way. Her soul knew, in other words. Okay,
Yeah.
her soul knew. I'll give you an example really quick. But my father died of a stroke, and he for about a week was in hospice care at home, and somebody called and said, well, my mother wants to come and give her respects to your father. I go, what? Like, I didn't know anybody knew my father was at home, like dying. And this woman knew, and I said, sure, come over, and I could feel that he wanted to come. So she came, and this woman thanked him for all the help he gave her and her family, because he was Okinawan, and he from Okinawa, and he fought in World War II, and he helped a lot of Okinawans settle in Hawaii. So her family was one of them, and the mother wanted to give her respects. And apparently my dad wanted her to do that. He knew that because he hung on. And when the woman left, like about an hour after the woman left, he crossed. He died. And I heard him say, I knew I had to wait for her. So they know what's coming, in other words, right? They know what's happening. Same thing with your mom. The soul knows. So my dad had said, well, I'm waiting for her, and then I'm done. Because he'd said goodbye to everybody at that point. And that's why I didn't know why he was still here, because I knew he wanted to leave. But he was waiting for that one. So your grandmother says, I knew you were coming, but this is better this way. So I just left. I knew I could talk to you later. I didn't know I'd be like this, but she said she was hoping.
Yeah.
So she's going to be part of your life. And Alan says, have fun with that.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
I will. That's
It
kind
will
of
be
fun.
fun. She'll
Nice
be a good support for you, and guide and protector. Like, she's gonna let you know if like who to trust, or like, no, don't go there, like go here, like
Yeah.
she's just gonna get in there. So if it ever gets too much, I'm saying, just tell her, Grandma, can you just like sit back?
Yeah.
Because she'll sit back, she'll like sit on the sidelines, but otherwise she wants to be part of your life, and she
Okay.
wants to still be here in this world, and they can be in this world through us and live in both places. And Alan says, he wants to make this point that so many of them in heaven would like the same thing, to live like talk about bi-coastal. This is bi-dimensional. Like, I want to live in that dimension and this dimension at the same time. And they said they can. And that is the best of everything. To be in heaven and also be able to be here in the earth plane with your loved ones. That he says for them is the ultimate. Okay, so all right. So I hope that helps. We'll leave you with that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That
You're
was
welcome.
really.
You're welcome. She's delightful, your grandmother. Like, so excited, like almost like a little kid.
Yeah. All my
like a
friends
little
love
kid,
her.
like like, yay, yippee.
Yep, I know he met her. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah, it's like yippee. He loves your grandmother. He goes, yeah. Don't get in any trouble over there, Alan. When he finds somebody who's really fun or lighthearted, he just has a blast. It's like, oh, I'm going to have fun now. All he wants to do is have fun. Okay. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh, okay. We'll do a bit more. Karen Perez, could you unmute and you're wanting to speak to your husband, Felipe? I hope I'm saying that right.
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. So Felipe. Okay, when I tune into him, I'm feeling this very sensitive soul who has this really deep love for you. But he's so sensitive and he seems somewhat romantic to me. And it's okay. He's saying, I want her to hear me. Okay. He wants you to hear him. And Alan wants him to help him to get what he wants to give to you to hear him. And so Alan says he's helping him to be louder in his self-expression, okay, in talking to you. But right now, Felipe is talking to you in your mind, but you're probably thinking that you're talking to yourself. Is that correct?
Yes.
But you're not.
Exactly.
But you're not. Okay. So he wants you to know, because Alan has told me this same thing. Alan says, do you really think if I'm here with you all the time, just like your husband's always with you all the time, I promise you he is, because he's showing me that he's so like determined to get through. Do you really think, Pam, that if we're here around you know, someone we love, you think we're going to let you talk to yourself? Think we're going to even let you do that? Of course, you could talk to yourself in a way where you go, all right, I need to buy eggs and butter and whatever. That's kind of talking to yourself, okay? But as far as the conversation just coming in to our mind, he said, no, they're basically, Alan's showing me, they're like guarding the gate. They're like, nobody's getting in here to talk to my wife except me. Now, if she's talking to herself deliberately, that's one thing. But if she thinks that she's just having this conversation with herself, they're going, no. They're talking to us. Okay, but it's going to feel like you're talking to yourself. It's going to feel like you are.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I
So
talk all the time. Yeah.
Right, but he's talking to you and he's saying, can you please just let the conversation unfold? Like listen to me, talk back to me, you know, just like he's here, just like you're just having a normal conversation. I know what everybody, you know, will feel with this, because it's so easy to say, well, I'm talking to myself, because you're hearing it in your mind. You're not hearing an external voice, like when they're in a body talking to you. You're hearing the words coming through. But I've gotten so used to it, and then the conversation does go in unexpected ways. Not all the time, but sometimes unexpected enough that I'll go, wow, that's a new idea. Like I didn't know that. That I know that that's Alan talking to me. But they can project their communication that way, okay? And that is, for Felipe, very easy, he's saying. He says it's easy. Was he a very expressive husband? Like, did he tell you his feelings? You know
Not
what I
always.
mean? Because he feels things deeply. That's why I'm asking. Because he has a lot, it's like he has a lot he wants to say to you now. Even if he didn't do that when he was in a body, he wants to now. He's saying it's really important. I want her to know how I feel and what I think, and I just want to talk to her. So let him talk to you.
Okay, great. Yes, I want to talk to him too.
And write that down if you can. I don't know if you're here from the beginning when I talked about kind of having a journal or just asking questions or just seeing, maybe, writing down what they're saying to us can help, so that you can look back at it and see that, all right, I think, yeah, that was him, or how that communication, okay, what Alan's telling me is when we write down what we feel they're saying to us, when we write it down or type in a computer, we're making their communication physical, aren't we? We're making it real in this world. And now we can go and read it because we've written it down. He says, what does that do? You're anchoring them into this reality and saying they're here. So what I'm saying is, this is just his suggestion, your husband's suggestion, that you have a little journal that it doesn't have to have a title on it, but what's going to be, I mean, you can make it title it, but it's going to be your conversations with your husband, and that you just write in there questions or answers, you answer for him, and you just keep a record of that. One of the people in our group, a friend of ours, Sandy, I don't think Sandy's on the call tonight, but Sandy's husband, Daniel, passed away about a year before Alan did. And Daniel used to come to Alan for readings, and they were friends. And so she was still grieving pretty seriously a year after. And as soon as Alan came back, Alan started to help her husband to come through to her. And one of the things Sandy did, I know she was guided to do it by Daniel, I'm sure, was to do what I just said, like to write down a question she had for Daniel, and then she'd write down his answer. She just believed that he would give her the answer, which he did. And so, in the beginning, I'm sure it was a little bit shaky for her, like it would be for anybody. But in time, the communication got stronger and stronger and stronger. And she knew that was him. She knew that was him talking to her. And it brought him more into her reality, so that now she feels him around her all the time. She knows he's there. And her grief is pretty much gone, like a year later after that. So Alan's saying that that's the way for us to bring them into this world, and we can connect more with them. Like more can happen after that. In other words, beyond just writing in the journal. Like you could start feeling him even physically, like we've talked about with other people tonight, or you may see him clairvoyantly, maybe in your mind's eye, or maybe even translucently. Both those, by the way, for everybody is completely accurate, whether you see them in your mind's eye, like a picture in your mind, or you see them like a translucent figure, like head to toe. I've seen Alan twice that way, like see-through, like I can see his whole body head to toe, but see-through, like translucent. Or another example of that is like a hologram, like in the Star Wars movie, the first one, where they're showing this hologram from, what is it, R2-D2, showing this hologram, and it's Princess Leia saying, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope." And she's in this flickering image. They can look like that, okay? Or in the mind's eye. All of that is clairvoyance. All of that. Being in your mind's eye is no different in accuracy than seeing them translucent, like head to toe. Okay, but that he's saying, your husband's saying that he's working on too, but that's not going to be right now, but later. You have any question about that?
No, I get that.
Karen?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think I get that. Yes, I get that.
Do you have
Thank
any
you.
question for your husband? That's the last thing. It's just actually coming from Alan. Else, is there anything else you want to know?
So he is with me every day and
All the time.
all the time. And is it when I see deer, is there anything to do with that for him?
You see deer.
Yeah.
He's saying yes. He's trying to. No, hold on a minute. Are there other animals you're seeing too, besides deer?
Mainly deer.
Because it feels like he's
Yeah.
trying to send you other animals too. Like, but deer, yes. He says okay, I'm saying deer are easy to talk to. I didn't know that. So they find it easy to talk to the deer to make them, cooperate and come forward. He's saying, okay, your husband's saying, maybe he's saying, when you get a feeling like that, like, I wonder if that's you. He says, that's him giving you that impression. Like, yeah, that is me. That's why it even occurred to you that it could be him. Because it's like, now he's showing me like he's nudging you, going, hey, 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 that's me.
Okay, okay, that's good.
He's going to
Thank you.
stay with you. He's going to stay with you. Alan's going to help him become louder because he really keeps saying, I want to talk to her. But he wants you to already start the conversation in your mind and maybe on writing. Okay, because then I'll get
Because I
stronger.
really want to communicate with him, and I've been trying, so I really want to do that.
Yeah, just believe it. This is the truth. This is how we manifest anything. We just believe it, then you'll see it. You have to believe it first before you're going to see it. So you have to go all in and say, I'm talking to him, I'm talking to him. And it might feel shaky again at the start, but the more you do it, the stronger you get. And before you know it, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm talking to him. Okay, but you have to be prepared for the beginning that it's going to feel strange, or, you're going to wonder, but just keep doing it. Keep talking to him and listening, talking and listening, writing the question to him, writing the answer from him, and keep doing that and doing that. This is true for everybody. And then pretty soon you'll start noticing like, okay, there's something here, but you got to believe first. They cannot prove it to us if we don't believe, because manifestation doesn't work that way. But they can give us phenomena like moving things around the house, and but as far as the communication part, or even more kind of appearing more, you've got to believe, and because they need our help to bring them in to this world. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And
Oh,
Alan
you're
both.
welcome.
Thank you
You're
for that.
welcome,
I
Karen.
appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks. Okay. So Alan's saying we're going to do one more. I mean, I'm fine energy-wise, but he's saying we're going to do one more. I'm just going to scan the group again. Okay, he wants to talk to Stephanie Macefield. Stephanie, are you still here? I think you're here earlier.
I'm here. Can you hear
You're
me?
here. Hi, there you go.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, good.
Okay, Alan really wanted to talk to you, but then that's not a surprise.
No.
So for those who don't know, Stephanie was one of Alan's clients from the days when he used to fly to Hong Kong to do readings, and she was kind enough to send me recordings of her readings with Alan, because he was pestering her to send me a recording of his voice, and she was kind enough to send them to me. But he was bothering you, I know. But he says he wants to talk to you. But thank you. So you want to connect with your grandmother, Mary?
Yes.
He says he has her with him right now. And I don't know, now she's showing me your grandmother bowing to you. I don't know what that's about. He's saying your grandmother is wanting to support you and help you, but she's also honoring you for something. But he's not telling me what that's about. Okay, but there's a lot of love, and she keeps bowing to you. What would that be about? Because he's not telling me. Do you know what that's about? Because he's pointing to you. I was pointing to you, Stephanie.
Not very sure myself. It'll probably come to me later. I know Alan connected with her with me when she passed over 2002, and I've been only recently connecting with her a lot more on a deeper level through Alan since Pam and Alan started. So I'm not quite sure why she's bowing
She's something
now.
about, she seems to want to work with you on something. Like, I don't know what it is that you're doing, but she's like, okay, now because she keeps bowing, like and saying, I want to help. I want to do more. I want to, like I said earlier, I can't remember who it was, but I said to several people probably, like, I want to live more in this world through you. I want to be here more in this world through you. So if that's what you want, she's really here saying, I want to do that. Is that something you're interested in?
Yes, I think the bowing actually coming to me is her going, thank God, finally, you get it. Thank you. I'm here and I've always been here. Because I've been calling.
Nodding. She's nodding.
Yeah, I think that's it. She's like, finally, you're believing.
She's saying like gratitude, and like, I'm so grateful, and you're believing.
Yeah. And likewise to her, thank you to her and to you and Alan. I feel very grateful too.
Right. She says something like, I'm not done with this world. That's her words. Like, she's not done with this world. She still wants to experience this world through you. Like I've said already, right? That they can and want to experience this physical world through us. And so she wants to through you. Because she says she loves heaven, it's beautiful there. She's done a lot there, and she's happy, completely happy. But she says, you know what? There's so much going on in the physical world. Says I want a challenge, like I want something else to kind of sink my teeth into, or just kind of, get involved in. And she wants to be involved with you.
Yeah, I think so. She's been sending, ever since I was reading Laura Lynn Jackson's books. Since then, it seems to have opened up the floodgates to her, because every day I get a dragonfly, whether I want a dragonfly or not. There's the dragonfly, brown, blue, red. And I'm like, okay, I get it, Nana, you're here.
You're here. Yeah, she says something about, I don't know, interesting. Something about, I can be your luck. She wants to like bring you luck, like, and she can. Like, and she says, I want to help you live the magical life, because life is supposed to be magical. And I think that they do want, from the other side, I think they do want us to live our lives in a more magical way, meaning that we see the magic in being alive and being in this world, even if it's so difficult to be here, that because life is meant to be magical. And we can make things happen. We have power, we have the ability to change things. And we know that we remember that when we cross over, we go, oh yeah, I forgot, I have abilities and I could have activated them when I was alive in a body, and I forgot. And of course, when I go home to the other side, it all comes into me again, but I could have done that when I was still here. And so she wants to help you or activate that and live a life that's more filled with love and magic. Okay. And now Alan's getting all excited. He goes, Dad, we all want that for our loved ones in the physical world. Like, life is supposed to be filled with love and magic. And love is magic, and magic is love. I don't know, he's getting all trying to be poetic here, okay?
Okay.
But yeah, she says, bring me with you. Let me in more. And that's why she keeps saying the signs. So Alan says, remember, you can talk to her. So talk to her.
Okay, I will.
She hears everything you say when you're talking to her. When you directly talk to her, she'll hear everything you say. Because of course, you're not listening to you every time that you're talking to everybody else. It's not like Alan. Alan will listen in on every conversation I have. And he'll start to chime in, and I'll go, okay, Alan's saying this. He has to get in your grandmother's not going to do that to you. But if you say, Grandma, come into this conversation, or I do want to hear you, then yeah, she's right there.
I just wanted to ask, it's lovely to share with everyone in this group that are like-minded. I find it very hard. Obviously, I believe in my connection with Alan, with my grandmother. There's a lot of people around me, I feel, that don't believe in this sort of thing. My daughter does, but I find it very hard to find like-minded people. So maybe that's why I'm in this group that don't really believe in these sort of things. So I find it hard to share and a bit shy to talk about it outside of this group.
Just how it is. You know, that's why if people are either interested in this, right? Interested, fascinated, or open-minded at least, or they're not. There's no middle ground.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground. You're either open or you really do believe, or at least open and you want to explore it, or you're saying, forget it. This is too weird. Like, that's too crazy. Kind of like when Alan and I would meet people, and if we were to say that we were psychics, the reaction would always be one of those extremes. They're either going to find it fascinating and say, that's cool, or they're going to just roll their eyes and go,
Okay.
You know, it's very much kind of polarized kind of situation, right? It's and that's why we know when our book is published, there'll be a lot of pushback, because some people will go, well, that's just too crazy. And fine, we don't care what they think, like, we know what it is. So, and he's saying that we're going to help people make contact. We already have. And all we care about are those people. We don't care about the people who don't believe. So let them go and stay the course with what rings true for you. And we say that for everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
This is never going to be something where everybody's going to accept it. Never. Never. I mean, is there any belief system out there that everybody accepts? Like, no, whatever it is, no. There's always people that are going to be in opposition, and we don't worry about them. We just, bless them, love them, and say goodbye. You're not my tribe. You're not my people.
These are our people here tonight, and many more.
Yes, and there's a lot more people in this. He's calling it a movement, and it's not just about what we're doing, but I mean, in terms of spiritual awakening, in that movement, there's more people in that than a lot of us realize, and more coming to it every day. But that's the polarization that's happening in the world around spirituality is that people are either going to believe or they're not going to believe, and it's okay either way. Like, let them have their belief, and don't ever try to talk them into it. Just live by example, teach by example, like embody what you believe in, and people either go, wow, I want what you have. How are you doing that? And then they want to know what you're doing, and then you can share. And if not, you just, you don't care, you just keep on going. In fact, I'd rather not tell people what I do, because they'll either, like I said, they'll either go, wow, that's great, can you give me a reading? Or they'll go, that's crazy, and they'll run out the door. And I don't like really either one of those reactions. So a lot of times I'll take a while before I'll tell somebody that I don't know what I do. Different if you're go to a workshop where this kind of thing is happening, of course, that's totally different. Or you're in a group like we have. And by the way, anybody who's watching this who isn't in our group, you're welcome to join our group. It's on Facebook, it's a free group, private group, not public, private. So you do have to answer some questions. We pretty much let everyone in, but it's Supernatural Love and Life After Death. And we're on Facebook. You can find us there. So yeah, just join us and learn more about this. All right. So thanks, Stephanie. Thank you so much for your help and for putting up with Alan bugging you to send me those recordings.
No problem at all. You're more than welcome. Thank you so much to you and to Alan as well.
Thanks. And those recordings, I know, like I told Stephanie, it meant a lot to me because I didn't realize that Alan was talking about me in his readings, because I thought that he went on these trips and that he was just having his fun and he forgot about me and he was taking me for granted. And it turns out that he was talking about me all the time. And I started crying. So I said, oh, you really did miss me. And he goes, of course I missed you. I didn't want to be away from you. I felt like I had to do the work that I had to do. And he knew that I needed to see that. So see, it's an example of how the other side, they want to show us the truth. They want to show, I really do love you. I really did love you then. And you didn't understand. You thought I was going on these trips. It was just for fun. And that I didn't care about leaving you. I said, I did care. I didn't want to be away from you, but I felt like that was my life purpose, and I had to do it, to go out and do my work. And he says, and that's the case for many people, that they're torn, you know, between being true to their loved one and feeling like I'm getting called to do this other thing, and I don't know what to do. And he was feeling that way, conflicted, and he really regrets that it hurt me. But you know, that's life, where we have to go through what we're going through. So thank you so much. We're about the 2-hour mark, so it's way long. And Sean just shared the link to our group if anybody wants to join, or if you're watching this later, you don't see the link, just go on Facebook and look for Supernatural Love and Life After Death, and you can request to join. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining. And thanks for your beautiful comments about tonight. And we'll do this again, but the next Zoom event we'll do, which will be in a couple of weeks, it won't be like this. It won't be Message from Heaven. I haven't decided yet what we're going to do, but I will be doing another live event. So be sure to, check us out. You'll be probably hearing from us by email. And if you're in our group, you'll certainly hear about it. So we look forward to having you join us for that time. So I don't know, is there anything, Sean, is there anything you want to say at all?
No,
Are you
just
still here?
aloha. Yeah.
Did you fall asleep?
No, I was awake. No, I'm
Okay.
multitasking.
I'm just kidding. I know.
Yeah, for everybody that's here, we will be posting the videos from last weekend, starting tonight.
Okay, and
over the next couple of days.
right, it'll be posted. It'll be on YouTube. If you want to get in those groups, Hawaiian Islands or my group, Supernatural Love. So put the link to Hawaiian Islands in the chat too.
Okay.
But if you get into my group, you can find your way to Hawaiian Islands because we're kind of linked. I think I'm linked to. Yeah, you are linked. So yeah, so you'll catch it. But yeah, that was a great workshop, everybody. So you if he's giving that for free, wow, you want to get on it. That was really cool. So you get to learn how to communicate with your team, which can include Alan, by the way, and also your deceased loved ones. Okay, Alan says they're not deceased, Pam. Because all right, your loved ones on the other side. I keep getting corrected by Alan. We're not dead. We're not deceased. We are on the other side, but we're totally alive. Like he likes to tell me, we're more alive than you are, which is true. They're more alive than you and I are. We're the ones that are half alive. And that's how it is on the earth plane. So yeah, get into our groups and you'll get the links. You'll see it.
Yeah, so and we'll be posting Pam's talk and also Gary Malkin, if you guys remember, who did the amazing music for the IONS conference and Thrive, the movie Thrive. His replay.
Right. Yeah, that was amazing too, Gary's incident. So yeah, so cool. So see, Alan's saying, yeah, see the goodness keeps flowing from the other side. The magic keeps happening. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I look forward to joining us next time. And until then, keep reaching out through the veil, because the veil is spinning, and the more of us that do reach through the veil, the more it will completely dissolve, because it is going to come down. I believe it's going to come down in our lifetime. Doesn't mean the whole world will see all their dead relatives. Okay, don't call them dead. All of their relatives on the other side. It doesn't mean you'll all see them. I get corrected all the time. We're not dead. Like, all right, doesn't mean you'll see all your loved ones on the other side, but many of you will. You'll start to see or make a bit more contact, and you'll know that they're here.
Or at a minimum, feel them.
Feel them, yeah. I tell you, feeling their love is the most amazing thing, because you cannot make that up. You can't make up feeling this love. You just can't. If you could, people would do it all day long. They'd make themselves feel this amazing love. That's how you know it's real. not by what you see or even a message that you get on a piece of paper. It's this feeling of this love that's steady and true and strong. That's how you know that they're here. Oh, so Bill saying, interesting question. What will the world look like when the veils completely come down? Alan said that some people will still, in their reality, will still believe the veil is there. So all it means is that the people like us that are open to it, the veil won't be there. But the other people will still be creating their own reality. So they'll be seeing something else. So you don't worry about them. We're just tearing down the veil for those who are ready for it to be dissolved so they can make the contact. But people get to create the reality that they choose. Okay, if that makes sense. Yeah, Susan's saying feeling unconditional love is the best. Yeah, absolutely. Because what otherwise, yeah, what is it if you don't have that feeling of love? Okay, so we're going to close on that. We're going to close on love. So thank you so much. Thanks, Sean, for helping out. Thank you, Jack, who's also was helping, and thanks all of you. Okay, we hope to see you in our groups, 2 groups. Okay, till next time.
Aloha, everyone.
Aloha, everybody. Bye-bye now.